Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing great. So, as part of this Playwright API testing series, in the previous video, we started the validation part and we validated get request response. Okay, and in today's video, we will validate post request response in Playwright. Okay, so remember that post request is mainly used to create new data in the server. Okay, and whenever we create a new data, server sends back the response. Okay, so whenever we create a new data, server sends back the response. Okay, so the validation we are going to cover is status code validation, a response body validation, object validation, and ID validation, data type validation, and field existence validation, empty validation, and format validation. Okay, so the first and important validation is status code validation. Okay, so here we are validate whether API is returning the correct status code or not. Okay, so for the successful creation, it always return 201. Okay, remember, for post we always get 201 status code. Okay, next is a response body validation. This is very important in post request. Okay, so we can validate whether the server is returning the same data that we sent in the request. Okay, so this is the request and we send this data. Okay, so we have to validate that we received the same data from the server. Okay, so here we can see that we received the same data. Okay, so we need to validate this. Next is object validation. So object validation is this much, this one. Okay, so here one thing you can validate is, so here the response is not an array. Correct, so this is not inside the square bracket, so this is just a single object response. Okay, so you can see with this is inside this curly braces. Okay, so we can validate this response is an object. Okay, then ID validation. Okay, so here what we send is we send only name and email and we return ID. Okay, so here very important thing is, so that application has only records till id 10. Okay, so here if you execute get request, it has only id till um, 10. So whenever we create a new user, server should generate id 11. Okay, so we will validate that. Okay, and another important thing is, so usually in real application, so if we execute the same request again and again, so next time we should be getting 12, 13, and so on. But since this is the public API, okay, so here I've given dot only, that's why. So I'll execute, I'll put dot only here also. Okay, so I was saying that since this is a public API demo, public demo API, it always returns the same response, that is 11. Okay, so next validation what we can do is data type validation. So let it execute. I just wanted to show you that we got a record 10. Okay, so now when we execute this, I'll remove dot only from here. Save. So when I execute this, I always get record 11. Okay, so that I want to validate id existence. Then data type validation. Data type validation is, so here you can see id is 11. Okay, so I want to validate this id is a number. Okay, using type of. Okay, so next is field existence validation. So I'll go here, I'll show you. So id validation is, so before that I want to explain that how to validate the response body. This the data what we are sending is receiving the this whatever we received is the same. Okay, for that response body dot name. Okay, so this is the response body contains the JSON, and response body, this response body dot name is test user. Okay, so we are saying name to be test user and response body dot email to be test user example. So this is how we validate the data response data. Okay, so this is very important in post request. And so in order to validate the ID, we'll say expect response body dot id to be defined. Okay, so here id should be returned. So even though we are not sending id, so we expect this id should be defined in the response. Okay, next is data type validation. As I said, this id should be number, so for that we'll use type of. Okay, so type of response body dot id to be number. Okay, next field existence. Okay, so I'm validating name and email should be present in the response, so that is field validation. So I will use to be defined method to validate that. Next, I'm expecting name and email should not be empty. So we will use response dot name not. So here when to validate the empty validate, sorry, in order to validate the, the value is not empty, so we'll use dot not to be empty. So for empty we'll use just single quote. And format validation. So format validation is, so email id usually contains at the rate, correct? Usually or always contains at the rate, and will validate to contain at the rate. Okay, okay, so I'll copy the same. I think we already have status code. Just remove this, save and run. So in post, so most of the things we have discussed when validating the get request. So important thing is validating the this response body. Okay, so request body and response body should be same. And if you think you're learning something from this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. So we can see that, the test is passed. Okay, so here, so if I'll give anything else like 1 2 3 something, save and run, it will fail because this test 1 2 3 is not in the response. Okay, we can see, it's giving error. Okay, and expected is test user, and test user 1 2 3, and received a test 1 2 3. Okay, okay, so this is how we validate the post request response. Okay, so if you think you learned something from this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.